What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with another Tesla update video where we'll take a look at how Tesla stock traded this past week, as it was the first week of S&P inclusion, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what the stock could do moving into the future. So hope you guys all had an amazing holiday break and are ready to get back into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. I do videos like this on a daily basis, taking a look back at how the stock traded and identifying future levels of support and resistance coming up for certain stocks. And comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. So wasting no time, let me hit record and we will get right into it. So as we could see, nice green day for Tesla on Thursday, which was a half day, but let's take a look at the 5-day chart and we'll kind of see how the stock traded. Let me get rid of the moving average there. So we've got a bunch of lines, because those lines are what we were looking at moving into this past week, right? These lines have drawn for a while, and as we identify new levels of support and resistance, we continue to draw them. So starting the week, right, actually over here, because it was a 4-day week, what we noticed was the Friday before, right, we had hit that 695 mark. We opened in the 668s, and then we were kind of struggling. This is one level that we've identified. It's in the high 650s, around 658, 659, that it was finding support, but then broke below, and then it ended up as resistance. We saw a huge sell-off happening on Tuesday, bounced off of this 614 level, broke into the next level, and then on Wednesday found that level as support, broke into the next channel. And then if you see here, right, it was a very sideways day, but this level of 641 that we had identified as support was holding up as really good support. And then come Thursday, right, we pushed into the next. So what you see is, right, we moved up one layer, found support there, moved up one layer, found support there. Could we see another one of those happen, or do we see a little bit of a sell-off? So we'll take a look at that. So let's take a look at the daily chart and we'll kind of see what we see from that perspective. So again, Tesla's had a huge run, not only this year, but specifically in the past few weeks. I guess now it's probably a month or so since the S&P inclusion was announced, and we saw it run up all the way kind of from the 400s to the 600s, pushing 695 at one point. And then now it's starting to settle down. We had a couple red days, and now it looks like it's wanting to move right back up. But one thing that I've seen this week, at least for the past kind of 2 days or so after we saw a little bit of profit taking happening from the amount it ran up, is how stable Tesla is, right? Tesla's a company that wasn't very stable when it came to its stock price. We had jumps up, we had jumps down sometimes, but obviously with the S&P inclusion, as we sort of expected, right, it's been becoming a little bit more of a stable stock, if you will. So let's go down here now and see what we see, right? So on the EMAs, right, we've got, again, other than this candle on December 22nd, we always close above the EMA, and that level that I'm watching is coming in at 647. So to me, that's really important, because Tesla in the past, I don't know how many days, weeks, months, has it closed below the EMA, right? I think the last time I did that was 11/16, so about a month and a half ago was the last time it closed below the EMA. So that's the one level that I'm watching, 643. On the upside, we have this next level in the 678. So if it pushes up, I want to see it break today's high of 666, and then I want to see it break the 668.50 technically, and then I want to see it break into 678. The reason I'm looking at those levels is because it's the high of that day, and then the next high we have, and then this 678. If we go on the hourly chart, what we'll see is, although last week it did, let me get rid of this indicator here. Although last week, what we'll see here is this is that S&P inclusion Friday, or the Friday before S&P inclusion rather. What we see is a lot of times it hit up against this 670, high 670s level, but it wasn't able to really close at it, right? Other than the 695 candle. And then even like times when it went past that, it wasn't able to break it. So I'm looking for that level, that 678, I think will be a crucial level to break. And then if we take a look at the downside, actually let's do it on the the hourly chart since it's a lot easier to see, right? As we can see, the stock's trading right here right now in the 661s. It's at 659.95. So it's really right at that support level. So that's one level that I'm watching, is whether or not we bounce off of this level and market open tomorrow. If we do, I want to see it pushing 678, pushing towards 678. If not, then depending on kind of where the momentum looks, I would not be surprised if we go back to like revisit these 641 levels as we were here, and then a couple back on 1217 as well. So those are kind of the upsides and the downsides. Remember that, you know, these are some levels that we're watching: 678, 658, 641, 626. For above that, we're watching these levels as levels of support. If we're above it, we're watching it as support, yes. And if we're below it, we're watching for those levels coming up as a potential resistance point. The other thing I want to share is the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. What we'll see if we zoom in is if we take a look at, let me get rid of hide all drawings for a second here. Perfect. This makes it easier to see. What I want to focus on is this blue line, which is the 50-day moving average. And what we see is it's acted as really good support for Tesla stock, you know, throughout the course of time. And on most 4-hour candles, what you'll see is, other than like pre-market after hours, this candle, even though we dipped below it, we closed above it. This candle, even though we opened below it, we closed above it, right? So what I really want to see is Tesla continuing to close above the 50-day moving average on a 4-hour chart. The only time we didn't was this red candle right here on 1222, but as you can see, the next candle was a green candle and we broke above the 50-day moving average. And that 50-day moving average currently, comes in right at $640. So even if we dip below it, I want to see it closing above that level. So that's another thing that I'm watching. So I mentioned kind of those levels that I have in the horizontal lines. That's what I'm watching. Watching for a close above the AEMA and watching for a 4-hour candle being above the 50-day moving average. That's what I'm watching. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys agree, if you guys are watching for something else, if you're playing Tesla and how you are doing so, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.